cracking game here. So Happy Valley, you've got the South London Rebels, 221. This is the highest score. I think Melbourne Supremacy, 277.44 to go 9-1.
Yeah, big score.
Bogder Regis Falcons, 170 points against the Kirkwall Raiders, 152. Kirkwall Cowboys have fallen flat a lot recently, 152.87 against the Dickensies Demons, 207. Belfast Benchwarmers, 172.3 against the Yeo Villains, 144. You've got the Portland Lumberjacks, 191.89 against the Gothenburg Angels. This next one's going to be close. 228 against 238. Darlow Destroyers losing their fourth game in a row, I think, against the Crew Juggernauts, going 4-6. So defending champions are a bit of a skid.
Yeah, they're certainly. Let's have a wee look at the division. It's certainly they're getting dragged into the
mire.
The craziness of the race for the playoffs, you know. So Melbourne Supremacy, yeah, they can very much say with conviction they will have a bye. You know, three up before to play for the top two, so they'll have a bye in the first round of the playoffs. Because of course, it's not about promotion here; it's about being the West's representative for the overall OrkneyBowl trophy. You know, so Melbourne Supremacy are looking very good for a bye, but then it's any given Sunday, the last two, you know, and it's very much. You know, come and get me is what they're saying. Who can beat me in one of those weeks? South London Rebels are looking pretty good at 7-3, and then Darlow Destroyers, like you say, on a wee losing streak now and starting to look over their shoulders. You know, at the start it looked like they were going to run away with it again and be and win the Western Conference 2 years in a row. But yeah, they've kind of hit the skids a little bit the last few weeks, and they'll be looking to turn that around before the playoffs kick in. Kirkwall Cowboys there at 64 doing just fine, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of 5 and 5s in behind them, Johnny. You know, so it's right down to 8. So very much nobody's there yet.
Ian, you're the next division. You haven't missed it yet, and I know you're looking forward to it.
So yeah, Darlow Destroyers are definitely looking over their shoulders now and needing to stop that losing streak. But yeah, the 5 and 5s, they're right down to Dickensies Demons. They're right there, and of course two of them are holding the playoff spots. So that gives Crew Juggernauts a great win against Darlow Destroyers this week, and it gives them hope that they can get themselves into sixth spot yet. And even, you know, Gothenburg Angels, at the end of the day, if they can win 4 in a row from here, they've got a sniff. You know, it might not be enough, but it might be. So your Villains are in that same boat as well. And if not, they certainly, you know, no one wants relegated out of top division, you know, so that's got to be in their minds as well. And if you're not going to make the playoffs, at least win a couple of the last games and try and get yourself that bye in the first round of the consolation playoffs. So you only need to win one game to stay up.
Let's see who's got who then. So yeah, the Melbourne Supremacy are up against the Bogder Regis Falcons, so that could put a scupper in Bogder Regis Falcons trying to stay in the top half. The South London Rebels are up against the Dickensies Demons. That could cement their place near the top. Belfast Benchwarmers, they were up against Poor Allen and the Kirkwall Raiders, but it looks like it's going to be a close one. You've got the Kirkwall Cowboys against the Gothenburg Angels. So say Ross will look at to cement himself up the top there as well. And the Darlow Destroyer looking to bounce back against the Yeo Villains. So it's a pretty good one to get when you're looking for a bounce back and stopping the rot. They're starting 23 points last night. The Crew Juggernauts are up against the Portland Lumberjacks. So obviously McGonagall will be wanting to put a nail in the Crew Juggernauts and get themselves a 2-game lead over them as well. So there's not really.
Obviously, the Darlow Destroyers there that they lost that team with 3 wins last week, so I don't know if that's an omen or not, but certainly it's a good game to get to try and snap that losing streak. And you know, Kirkwall Cowboys at 6-4 playing against a 3-7 team have to be happy with that. Belfast Benchwarmers playing against a 2-8, you got to be happy with that. You know, these are all teams that need to win and, you know, are very much favourites. Portland Lumberjacks here as well, you know, at 5 and 5. You wouldn't want to be playing in, you know, a 9 and 1 or an 8 and 2. You'll take the 4 and 6 all day long because with how tight this is, all the way down to 8th at 5 and 5. Winning's essential at this point. There's 4 weeks to go. You have to get the wins on the board. You don't want to be chasing. Now, you want to be holding the spot.
Yeah. like I say, talk about the 5-5 playing against a 9-1. Pure Bognor Regis Falcons have got that, don't?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, you know.
Dickinson's are up against the South London.
The 7-3, you know, so it's just, you know, that it's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess, you know, it's how fixtures are brought around,
and
and
that's they're sitting
thing is
78 at the moment, so
they're huge games for them though, because they, you know, if they do lose them, which is, you know, their kind of favourite to do, it just puts them back in the mire, you know, it puts them that wee bit further away. You start to lose the faith at that point, you know, with just 3 weeks to go. So it'll be interesting to see how they go, and if one of them can manage to find the win somehow, and that, you know, that's the difference as well. Sometimes, you know, if one of those two teams do manage to find a win, it re-energizes you. You know, it's like, yeah, no, I'm in this. Look, I've just beat the top one, and you know, it might get them into the playoff spots. Now it's like, I've got a playoff spot now. There's only 3 weeks. You know, you get that energy from winning a game like that. So it might be a great thing that they're running into these teams at this point, but only if they get the win.
Yeah, it's a good luck.